Hi, this is Liz Reed with Just Believe Coaching, and I want to welcome you to my video series on how to quickly turn your marriage around. And today I'm so excited to share this topic with you because what we're going to discuss today is the power of letting go. The power of letting go. You remember I told you in one of the other videos that we're going to go a little bit deeper into this concept of letting go. Now, when I talk about letting go, we're going to focus on three areas today. But I just want to let you know that when I say letting go, I don't mean that you're becoming something that you're not, or allowing yourself to be walked on like a doormat. That's not what I'm talking about in letting go. Actually, when you learn to utilize and to master this concept of letting go, you're going to find yourself in a stronger position. You should be stronger than you were before you begin utilizing this tool of letting go. So the first area that I want to talk to you about letting go of today is the idea or the belief that what you see in your relationship is all there is. Okay? So this is something that you want to let go. Believing or having this idea that what you see right now in your relationship is all that there is. If you continue to focus on things just as they are, then that's all you're going to get. You're going to get more of things just as they are. But when you make the concrete decision to shift your focus and focus on what you want to create in this relationship, then that's what you're going to begin to manifest in the relationship. You're going to begin to manifest that which you focus most on. So we need to let go of this idea or this belief that what I see is all there is. You want to begin to see something different, see something new, craft a new idea, a new belief, a new vision, if you will, for your relationship. Now I want to share a little story with you about how this concept of letting go can work. And my husband and I, we were out jogging. We had begun this jogging routine, and we would go out and we would jog together. And so we had a set amount of time that we would jog on a certain day or days of the week, and then we had a goal that we wanted to accomplish. And basically what we were trying to do is we were trying to go a certain amount of miles, 1 to 2 miles, in a certain amount of time. And what I found is that it was very difficult for me to keep up with my husband. Now, I'm a little bit short, and my husband's taller than I am, so, his legs are longer than I am, and I was really struggling to keep up with him. And it actually was kind of frustrating because, some of the times I had to tell him to just go on ahead because I couldn't keep up with him, and I didn't want to mess his time up. So, just to be able to run with him. So it was a separation between us. But I want to tell you about a miracle that took place for me. And I call it a miracle, and you'll see why in a moment. One day we were going out for our jog, and I picked up a tennis ball that was laying in the garage, and I thought to myself, I'm going to take this tennis ball and just play with it while we're jogging, just bounce it and play with the tennis ball while we're jogging. So we head off for the jog, and I'm playing with this tennis ball, and I noticed that as I'm bouncing the ball up and down, I can't really run very well with it while I'm bouncing it. So I started to just hold it in my hand. And my husband had asked me, he said, "You want me to hold the tennis ball for you?" And I'm like, "No, I got it. I'll just hold it in my hand," because my hands were sweating and everything. And so I thought, well, I can't just keep holding it in my hand because my hand is sweating, and that, was irritating for me. So I just started to throw the ball back and forth in my hand. I just started to throw the ball back and forth in my hand. And I realized something. I realized that it took a lot of concentrated effort for me to jog and to throw this ball back and forth in my hand. But at the same time, I realized I could do it. And so I just continued to throw the ball back and forth in my hand. And then the miracle happened, and I was able to witness it. Now, sometimes you'll have miracles happen and you won't be able to witness what they really are. But let me tell you why this was a miracle for me. Because what I noticed was that I was keeping up with my husband. As long as I was throwing that ball back and forth in my hand, I could keep up with my husband. Whenever I just held the ball in my hand and tried to jog, I would fall behind. So what happened? What was taking place? That while I was throwing the ball back and forth in my hands, I was able to keep up with my husband. The thing that happened was I gave up this idea that I couldn't keep up. As long as I was behind, as long as I was struggling to keep up with my husband, that's what my thought process was, and that's what it produced for me every day. I was behind, I couldn't keep up. And that was my mindset. That's what was happening for me in my head, because that's what I saw. It was real, because I was witnessing it, that I couldn't keep up with him, that he's so much further ahead of me. But when I began to throw that ball back and forth in my hands, as I said, I realized I had to be laser focused on making sure I caught the ball. And when I made sure I caught the ball, I gave up this idea or this belief that I couldn't keep up. And what actually started to happen was not only was I keeping up with my husband, sometimes I was surpassing my husband. So here's the point to the story, okay? Again, let go of this idea that what you see is all there is, because it's not. There's more for you to experience in your relationship. And when you let go of this idea that what you see is all there is, you open up yourself to the possibility of change to take place in your relationship. And it could absolutely happen for you, just like it's happened for me, and just like it happened on my run. Okay? Because the only thing that I did was I changed my method, okay? I changed my method, and I saw something different than what I was experiencing in the moment. So how soon did that take place? It didn't take very long to take place. It didn't take very long at all. That mind shift was actually rather quick, right? As soon as I learned that bouncing the ball up and down wasn't working, I knew I had to do something different. And I did. I started to do something different. I began to experience victory. Didn't take very long at all, okay? That's just a tip for you, okay? You can change your mindset anytime you want. You can let go of the idea that your present reality is all there is anytime you want, and create a new reality for yourself, okay? The power of letting go. The second thing that I want to share with you today in the power of letting go, and this is something that is hard for a lot of people, okay? But you want to let go of the idea that you have to be right in your relationship. Let go of the idea that you have to be right. Now, granted, there are some times in your relationship that you're going to absolutely be right. You're going to be 100% right on. But here's what I want you to be mindful of, okay? And you have to be conscious of what's taking place in the moment. Is this a moment where I need to be right? Or is this a moment where I want to strengthen my relationship and connect with my husband? Okay? There are a lot of times in my relationship where I could call my husband out and say, no, that's not right, you're wrong, you're wrong. What is that going to benefit in the moment? And that's what you want to be able to ask yourself. Now, if there's danger lurking, absolutely you want to say something in a respectful and kind way. But if it's just a matter of you feeling like you have to be right, ladies, decide what's more important to you. A fabulous, successful relationship, connecting with your mate in the moment, or being right. Okay? It's not a very hard decision. So be conscious of what's taking place in the moment. Of course, this is a case-by-case thing. But most of the time, it's about us wanting to be right. It's not about us wanting to bless our spouse or to bless our relationship. And so when it's coming from that space, just step back a minute, take a look, and ask yourself, Is this one of those areas where I need to let go that Liz was talking about? And if it is, just let go. Okay? Now the third area that I want to talk to you about letting go in so that you can quickly turn your marriage around is this thing of controlling your spouse, controlling your mate. Okay? Well, I don't control my mate. What do you mean? Are you wanting to control what he looks at? Are you wanting to control who he hangs out with? Are you wanting to control what comes out of his mouth? Are you wanting to control how he blesses you? How he does things for you? Okay? He is not a replica of you. Okay? That's actually one of the reasons relationships work. Because you have two people who are different coming together, merging their gifts, right? But we lose sight of that. In the beginning, that's why it worked. Because you admired those things about him. You admired the uniqueness about him. But somewhere along the way, we look at those things as differences and as hindrances, and they're not. They're not. They're there so that two people can come together and be even stronger than they could possibly be on their own. Okay? So be mindful of the ways in which you want to control your spouse. If you're focused on controlling them, then you're not going to be able to receive who they are in the moment. So just be careful about that and be mindful of controlling your spouse. Be mindful of controlling him on simple things that actually turn into huge arguments, like gifts. If somebody is giving something to you, you have a choice to either take it or push it back. And if your spouse is giving something to you, just know that he did the best he could in that moment. In your eyes, it may not seem like the best, but you don't know what he had to do just to give you that. In your eyes, because he didn't do it the way you would do it, you think that he didn't think well of you. But you're not in his head. And you don't have his past experiences and everything that's coming together that causes him to do a thing a certain way, say a thing a certain way, or gift a certain way. Okay? So just be careful. Be mindful of when you need to let go if it's you trying to control him. Okay? And it's a little difficult for all of us because we all want to do it. Okay? You are the wind beneath his wings. I guarantee you that. But he is all man on his own. So let's do our part. I'm right here with you. Okay? I have to do it too. Let's do our part. Let's encourage our man. Let's build him up, okay? But let's not try to control him. So ladies, we've talked about the power of letting go. What are you letting go of? Let go of this idea or this belief that what you see is all there is. It's not true, okay? There is more for you. Let go of your need to always be right. Again, just ask yourself in the moment, what's most important for me here? To be right or to connect with my spouse? Oh, I'm telling you, connection feels so much better than being right, because being right can leave you sitting on the couch alone, okay? But connection feels good. And the third area that we're going to make ourselves aware of in this area of letting go is controlling our spouse. Instead of trying to control what he does, what he says, how he does it, we're just going to be there to encourage, to uplift, and to support. And we're going to let our man be a man. Okay, for all of these areas to work, for you to begin letting go, and there's more areas that we can talk about, but those are the three that kind of they keep us locked in. They get us into trouble, if you will, okay? So for these to work, for this concept of you letting go to work, you're going to have to bring something to the table. And I'm going to share with you something that you already have that you can bring to the table that's going to bless your relationship. Faith. Faith. You have to believe. Okay? You have to believe. When you begin to exercise your faith, okay, and let go of your fear, let go of your doubt, then new areas of opportunity are going to open up for you in your relationship. New ways to love, new ways to express passion, new ways to forgive, new ways to connect and to come together. I want to thank you for watching today, ladies. Remember the power of letting go. Just be conscious of that and when you need to do it. Okay, when you need to exercise those concepts of letting go in your relationship. I encourage you to go to my website today, justbelievecoaching.com. Sign up for my complimentary Fall in Love Again discovery session. I am on the move. I want to quickly help you turn your relationship around. If you want to do it quickly, you want to get a coach to come alongside you and help you implement these strategies, then sign up for my Fall in Love Again discovery session, okay? Also, I do have my new ebook online under the freebie session. It is 10 Tips to Radical Communication Almost Overnight. Please download your copy of that as well. Again, thank you so much for watching, and don't be afraid. Just believe.